Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to this pair of light tank games, courtesy of the only Q. He is platooned up with a couple of... is that clan members? It is a couple of clan members. He's in the tier 6 light tank, the MT-25, and his platoon mates are driving various different sorts of artillery. One guy in the GW Panther, and one guy in the M44. Technically, you could argue that means this is a fail platoon. It's only one tier different. I mean, pfft. Also, the MT-25 used to get into tier 10 games anyway, so meh. Don't worry too much about it. This is a tier 8 game, which is okay. Now there's quite a lot of artillery in this game. 4 on the enemy team and 5 on the friendly team. 2 of whom, of course, are Q's clanmates, for a grand total of 9 artillery in one game, which is the sort of game that, unless I'm driving a light tank, generally speaking makes me squirm. So, Q initially is... this is, I should also point out, on Erlenberg. Q initially has come over to this position, and I wouldn't have sat there myself because the T71 gets a bigger gun. Anyway, Q has come over to the 9 and 0 lines. Hopefully, get some spotting. Do some damage, and oh my god, that's an AMX-12T. Now, this map is, with this position, does bring problems for the MT-25. The MT-25's gun depression sucks massively, and that can be a bit of a nuisance. But there we go. What are you going to do? Q's platoon mates have gone to the B1 area. They're supporting the 1 and 2 lines. Whee! But there's that 12T that Q spotted earlier on, and he's going to go over and well, we'll find out if the guy has any friends. If he doesn't, then taking him on is a very risky proposition, because the AMX-12T has a gun that hits harder and comes with an autoloader. But there are potential options over here. Scoreline is 3-0. The enemy KV-2 platoon has found themselves dead. And now the Awful Panther is moving up to help Q out. And one of the enemy artillery pieces has just drowned himself. Congratulations. So, there's that AMX-12T from earlier on. There's also an Awful Panther. Q has got an Awful Panther in support and a Tiger 2, although the Tiger 2 is currently taking pain. And ooh, Q is now on kind of perilously low health. He's a 2-shot for these 75mm guns, but the AMX-12T isn't the most agile tank in the world, not the fastest light tank in the world, and the gun has pretty horrific soft stats. And so Q is actually, with the help of the Awful Panther, able to pick up the kill. Now, there is of course the enemy Awful Panther over here, who is a problem. And the friendly Awful Panther is now on quite low health, as is Q. So, this can be a bit of an issue. But as it is, Q spotted artillery.
Hello, little Artie. How are you today?
And there we go, he's dead. Now, one of the enemy artillery drowned themselves. One of them is now dead. That means there are 2 left. That means that there is a potential Pascucci's medal on the table for killing 3 enemy artillery pieces, and that's always satisfying, especially when you're driving a light tank. In fact, the enemy team, members of the enemy team, actually have the potential for a Birders medal here, killing 5 enemy artillery pieces. Anyway, Q is on the hunt. The enemy Awful Panther, who we were thinking of earlier on, is still alive, and there's the enemy Frenchie. Lorraine 15550, tier 7 French artillery piece. You can see the alpha damage on this 57mm gun that the MT gets is not particularly spectacular, but nonetheless, one more shot should polish this fellow off. And there we go, there's kill number 3 and second artillery kill. MT goes on the hunt again. Now the 1 and 2 lines are looking a little bit dubious. The enemy has pushed up, and it looks like Q's platoon mates are now in trouble, and there's the artillery behind him, who he has just noticed. Now, GW Panther is a very dangerous machine. That thing gets a wide gun arc, but Q's now behind him. And 2 more shots should kill this guy. 1 more. And that's kill 4 and a Pascucci's medal. Just got the enemy Jumbo and the Awful Panther remaining. We know where the Awful Panther is, currently tangling with a Tiger 2. And here is the Jumbo. So Q is racing back to this guy. And then thinks better of it. So the enemy Awful Panther currently is on relatively low health and is also appears to be potentially circling our friendly Tiger, or Q's friendly Tiger, to death, which is a slightly suboptimal situation, but there we go. Both the Awful Panther and the E2 are now dead, and that was the game, and that ended up being a nice little game in which Q was able to go out, kill 3 of the enemy artillery, and pick up a Pascucci's medal, which, as I say, is always nice, especially when you're driving a light tank. So, yes, a nice little game overall. Have a look at the post-battle results, and then we'll jump into another one. So as you can see here, first class mastery, fighter, fire for effect, and the Pascucci's medal, the one everybody wants. Q finished top of his team with 936 base experience, 1162 damage, and of course that Pascucci's medal. The second guy on his team was a T71, so the light tanks did alright that game. Did very alright indeed. 20 shots fired, 15 hits, 15 pens, 3 hits received, none of which bounced. I mean, it's a light tank, what do you expect? Only about 340 assistance damage, so that game was very much about doing damage yourself and killing things, and Q made 14,500 credits profit. With a premium account, it'd have been 24,000 credits profit. So, overall, a nice little game there with Q managing to pick up a Pascucci's. Here's the second game, and Q is driving the T71. This time he's on his own, he's not platooned up with anyone, and I've noticed that this is one of the most popular machines for people sending me replays. If I receive replays from people, it seems, well, I haven't actually counted, but my impression is that the 3 most popular tanks appear to be the T29. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's a heavy tank, it's a very powerful heavy tank. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The T71. Okay, well, yeah, alright, that's a light tank, okay. And the AMX-12T, so it appears that my subscribers like to drive auto-loading light tanks, it would appear. What are you going to do? So initially, Q has come over to these hills, these ridge lines, over at the sort of C3 region, and he just did your sort of light tank thing of moving up and down the ridge line, scouting out for people. Ooh, that was a little bit unlucky. Scouting out for people and just trying to make yourself an annoying little target. But, you know, Q's big enough to admit when he's wrong, and he says, yeah, my bad, my mistake. Sorry, T32, I did not mean to ram you. So, fair enough, these things happen. VK4502A out over here, not the best position for that machine, but there we go. SU-152, do not want to get shot by that guy. He's using the 122mm gun, which means he has hilariously good DPM, but an enemy Tiger gets in the way, and this guy is going to have a very bad day. SU is dead, and Q kills the Tiger. So that was a pretty nice first magazine. And that's how you end up thinking about these tanks that have autoloaders. Instead of thinking about them in terms of single shots, you end up thinking about them in terms of, was that a good magazine or not. So, VK, Lerva, or someone over there appears to have fired and missed Q, which is nice. SU-100Y down there has a very big gun, so need to be careful of him. Must admit, I'm looking forward to playing the T71 myself. It looks like a very fun machine. So, VK. Yeah, Q needs to be careful here because he has already taken 1 shot from his right-hand side. He kills the VK and backs off. 3 shells left in the magazine. Thankfully, it wasn't a massive shell that he took. It was probably that either the Lerva or the FCM50T. Going by the damage count, I would guess it was a shot from the Lerva, but I could be wrong. So Q relocates and reloads his magazine as he's relocating. Both of which are good ideas. I'd have been tempted to reload the magazine a little bit sooner, but either way. This comet's getting worked over and is having a very, very, very bad day. And Q's almost loaded his magazine and the comet dies. So, Panther 2 doesn't have a shot. There's the Lerva, and the FCM was also last spotted in the same sort of vicinity. Side shots into the Lerva, yes please, we'll take them any day of the week. Q takes a shot, probably from the FCM. Oh no, maybe not. But manages to kill the Lerva, and then this gets the hell out of dodge. While he tries to ninja out of the way of people's shells. E-25 is now dead, and Q can potentially pump some shots into those people's sides, but artillery, 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 and oh, it's a Burt. You have to be very careful about them when you're in a light tank. One more shot to kill this guy. Good night, sweet prince. One shell left in the magazine, so Q... Screw reloading. I shall empty my magazine. Q fires the last shell into the air and reloads his magazine. There's only 5 of them left now. This is turning into a bit of a rout, and there's the WZ-131, but Q is still reloading his magazine, and this is one of the problems with autoloaders. If they catch you while you're reloading, that can be a problem. Thankfully, Q loaded his magazine just in time to pick up kill number 5. Now there's just the FCM, who's up top, the AMX CDC, who is, well, kind of up top, this T71, and there's also an AMX-12T up there. Can Q pick up a Top Gun? Oh no, he's reloading his magazine now. Travesty of travesties. FCM is dead. Thankfully the T71 magazine doesn't take too long to load. I mean, in common with a lot of these light tanks, the magazine reload time seems to be around the 20-second mark. Oh, that was a good shot, but the T37 stopped. 2 more shots, most likely. No. Oh, someone else picks up the kill. AMX CDC is round there. He's only got 2 shells left. That is enough to polish off the CDC. Can he pick up a Top Gun? Go on. Get him. Get him! He's racing around. No, not quite, alas. Oh wait, there's still the AMX-12T. A Top Gun is still a possibility. Right, he was last spotted to the left. Over in that tree line. Q decides to reload the magazine. And go for it. The enemy FCM-50T is being a scumbag. I'm terribly sorry. And revealing the guy's position. Don't do that, ever. In my opinion. If you do that, whether you're on my team or the enemy team, I will report you. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. He hasn't moved far from his last known position. Can Q get there in time to pick up the Top Gun? Ah, not quite. Ah, well. Still a lovely game. Nice amount of damage. And 5 kills. So, very nice game indeed. First class mastery, fighter, duelist, fire for effect, and I think that's bruiser maybe, and a scout medal, which is not always easy to pick up. And Q did not just suicide. Now, that was a ×5, so we actually picked up a very nice amount of experience indeed, and a good amount of profit. 2,184 damage, 5 kills, 1,114 base experience, which of course got him the first class mastery. T34 on the friendly team also had a rather tasty game. 25 shots fired, 18 hits, 18 pens. For that, just over 2,100 damage. 2 hits received, of which none bounced. Spotted 9 vehicles, which was enough for the scout medal. Damaged 7, destroyed 5, 480 odd assistance damage. Again, this was another game that was mainly about the actual damage output rather than any sort of assistance damage. 11,657 credit profit. With a premium account that would have been 23,844. And without a premium account that was 5,570 experience because of a ×5 event that was running. With a premium account that would have been over 8,000 experience. So, nice pair of games there. Very well done to Q. Thank you for sending those games in. I hope you guys enjoyed those games. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.